Looking good. Now let's review real quick some of the material we worked from low mount. So the first thing we worked, and what we spent most of our time on last Friday, was upper body escapes. Everything the opponent's going to do with his upper body to get out. And so I want to review that real quick. Okay, so we're here. The first one, and probably most dangerous, is he's going to put his hands in the armpits and just kind of throw me off. Right. And you get kind of muscled off like that, right? All I have to do to prevent that is make sure I have a connection by grabbing his neck. So he goes to push me off. And once I have that neck, we've got this full circuit right here. There's no way he's going to push me off, right? If I switch with Justin, don't grab. So do it long. Right, you're going to get that. Now he connects to my neck. There's no point to me even trying anymore on that one. Okay, that was the first one. Because this is review, we'll do a couple at a time. Second one was them just pushing on you, right? And the more you relax here, like this, the more they're going to want to do that, because they're going to panic and not feel like they can breathe. You're heavy, can't breathe. And he starts pushing up to create space. And I want to let them push me up. Just be relaxed, because that's a waste of his energy, right? Then we swim one hand at a time. So he pushes, swim one hand at a time. Not both, same time. One at a time. So if he traps that for some reason, sorry, I'm still here where I can post. So first just relax, let him lift you up, and then work the swim, right? So let's start with those two. Pushing off and pushing bench press. Go ahead. If you can let those arms kind of slide by you and lay on them, you wind up trapping them. And that's how we start to get the submissions. But a couple times I saw some of you get thrown off and not catch the neck in time, right? So if they push you or they're controlling your wrist and you can't grab their head in time, they can get on top, especially if they're a lot bigger. So I'm going to show you one more move that I think will fill in the gap on that. I want you guys to practice it slow and do it slow in the gym if you wind up doing it. But it's super simple, okay? So I'm here in low mount. Justin starts to throw me off this way. Oh, and I missed. I wasn't able to grab his neck, right? So we'll go back. So once I feel like go, I want to try and grab it, but I missed and I wasn't able to grab it. Then I'm just going to bring my knee in here. And so you have a nice and easy arm bar. Now, I don't have to worry. He's going to be my leg is going to be trapped. There's nothing you can do about that, but you don't have to worry about that, because if he sits up, does more stuff to try and escape out of that arm lock, then my legs will come in and tighten up. If he doesn't, I don't need it there to break the arm. Okay, so we'll go real slow. See what I do is I just hug my own chest, and that traps his arm. And then all I really need to do is just bring my shin over his face. And then there's your arm lock. Okay, it's a very simple one. And you can see from that position, right? Usually they tap right there, but if he didn't and he starts to lift up, then I start to go to a more traditional arm lock and my knees come together and all that kind of stuff. So it's very simple. Just drag your knee to the other side of their head. You want to try it? Back and forth, go ahead. Good, okay, look here. Now the other thing that's super common, let's go right about here, I think. He's going to try and wrap up my arms, right, to reel one in so he can bridge and roll me. They realize he can't roll me when my hands are out wide at 45, right? So he's going to go to grab those. That's why I never do this, right? If you lock your elbows out like that, people will take two hands and just try and pull real hard, and they'll pop your elbow. So my elbows are always a little bit bent. So if he goes to grab it and pull it in, it's not going to hurt so much. And then when he tries to reel it in, I'm pushing my hand into the mat. So just transfer some weight in there, right? He grabs with both hands, transfer some weight in there. And then he might come try over the top, like that, right? Transfer weight in there. And then when I decide to re-pummel, my elbow stays where it is and just my forearm moves, okay? So what I'm avoiding, go over the top again, other way, over, yeah. I want to avoid bringing my elbow close to my body, yeah. So he's going to try and wrap like you're going to do an over. Yeah, like that, right? And if I do it again, if I bring my elbow in when I repummel, that's where I'm going to get rolled. Yeah. So he goes to do that. I push into the mat, and then when I feel the right moment, maybe it's a little bit weaker, I leave my elbow there and just repummel my hand that way. And the better you get at controlling the position, easier those submissions start to become, right? So the better you are at catching that neck and maintaining that position, then the easier it is going to be to get that arm bar. You can decide, literally grab the neck and maybe decide, let go of the neck and take the arm if you want, because you feel like you have good control, okay? Review the fist choke or hammer fist choke. Right, we talked about this one. When my arm goes behind his head, I offset my base by moving my head over here towards my right arm, okay? So if he goes to roll me, he's got to drag my body weight over his head first, right? So that adds a little extra base for me. I make sure his chin is open. My hand comes in. And usually when I bring it in, I'll have it maybe in a knife hand formation like this, so it's easier to get on top. I make a very solid fist, that's really important too. If this is kind of relaxed, you're gonna have to push down with your chest a lot more than if your fist is like a rock, okay? So that's like a rock, and then I just melt my shoulders over his body and then slowly expand my chest. So, goes right onto the windpipe. You can use your chest muscle, your pec, go right here to your sternum, wherever it feels comfortable, but then you just melt over the top of it, and then when you pull your shoulders back and expand your chest, you got like 8 inches there. Yeah, it's a very simple choke, okay? So we're gonna add that in. Make sure you guys can do it back and forth. That's review. And then the other thing about that is, now every time I am attacking his neck, they have to bring their hands up. So maybe they're pushing on your hips, trying to escape, or trying to push on your knee. The neck is open. You go for the neck. Now their hands have to come back up. It's much harder for them to escape. And every time their hands come up, then we can work trapping the hands. Okay, so I'm working for that fist choke. He starts to bring his hands up to try and defend, and I can start working to attack the arms, come underneath this way, or he brings a hand in, work to grab this way, feed it this way. There's no wrong way to do it, right? But if you wind up coming underneath, I keep my hand on the mat, right? If I lift my hand up, then it's a battle. Keep my hand on the mat, try and bring my hand down, and then I walk it up, right? And sometimes this can take a while. So he's a strong guy. This will be a fight, right? I'm hanging on here, keep going. Work it up a little more, up a little more. And then we start to get to here. And if you guys can get into positions like this, relax for a second, or positions like this, right? Any of these positions like this, any of these positions where you have an arm pinned, and we're gonna play some games where we practice that in a moment, but if you can do that and hold that position for a couple seconds, then you can finish. I'll be able to show you the finish is really easy. The hard part's not the finish. The hard part is getting their arms up and controlled for just a second, okay? Because if their hands are here, if Justin's on top of me and my hands are like this, there's no submission. He can attack my neck, but there's nothing he can do with my arms, right? There's no possibility for him to arm lock me. But if I'm up here somewhere, yeah, like that, or underneath, any position like this, or across, now I'm in trouble. Okay, so I want you to really try and finish with that fist choke. It's a good submission. But if it's failing because they're grabbing it, that's what we want. We're going to start to attack those arms. Okay, try that back and forth. Go ahead. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates, because we're updating this every week. And make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.